Today, on the DDG talk show, Shashi is going to talk about copyright infringement. He's going to uncover more facts about the illegal use of copyrighted works, featuring Canistrum University's Professor of Law, and two more special guests.
Now here's £5 million, Sashi!
Thank you guys. I love you guys. I went to a CD store yesterday and saw bootleg copies of the latest Cinderella movie. It made me jump since they were sold at a very cheap price. Wouldn't you feel bad if stinking pirates copy your work without permission? That's why we are going to dig into copyright and infringement. So let's welcome Professor Hux from Canistrum University. Professor, what do you know about copyright infringement?
Ho ho, my dear friend. It is the use or sharing of a work by someone other than the copyright holder. This can occur in literature, films, music, and art. Only the holder of a copyrighted work has the right to share, publish, and reproduce his or her works, which prevents any exploitation by others. From all the fish movies out there can only be one Nemo. If you use Nemo without approval, your work will be handled by a notice and takedown process, or litigation in civil court. Otherwise, it can be resolved through direct negotiation.
Wow, that's interesting. I learned a lot today. How is copyright applied to universities anyway?
Well, copyright applies to recording lectures, text, films, sound recordings, and images, etc. are all protected by copyright. Generally, a university is the copyright owner of the work of its lectures, while the students and external companies themselves own the lecture that has an unexpired copyright protection. You will have to ensure you have permission or license from the copyright owner and all relevant parties before you record and publish them.
That's neat. Thank you, Professor. That was a pleasurable conversation.
Oh, Shashi, I appreciate it.
Next up, we're going to say hi to our next guest. He's a freelance video game producer who is going to tell us more about copyright in video games. He owns Halapa, an indie game company which has produced amazing titles such as Shogun Knights and The Legend of Sambola. Let us clap our hands for Mr. Go Chun-so!
It's a pleasure to meet you.
So, how do video game producers protect their work?
Well, that's a good question. When we develop a game, many components are protected by copyright. Scripts and underlining codes are protected as literary work. Artwork and music are protected as audio-visual work. Game cartridges and CDs also have consistent labels such as numbers to set them apart from bootleg versions.
That's neat. Video games are really safe from those buccaneers, right?
Not really. Even without the measures, there are still people who get away with it. Pirated copies of games are everywhere and we cannot detect them all. There are also video game emulators. People can now play console games for free on their mobile phones or computers. Some people are even making free-to-play copies of console games. Earlier this year, the Nintendo of America sent a complaint to a student for making an HD remake of Mario 64 and the game was taken down.
Ah, yes. Glad to know. Thanks, Mr. Go. It was really interesting. Makes me feel like diving in even deeper into this topic. Next, we're going to meet Mr. Justin, a university graduate. He's an old salt when it comes to copyright infringement. He has felt it neither once, nor twice, but thrice in his lifetime. So let us hear his experiences.
To me, copywriting is actually a policy that prevents plagiarism of other people's work. I recently actually did an article about copywriting. However, some people stole my article after I uploaded the article on the internet. I knew that some people stole it because I seen some of my work on other platforms such as Facebook. They didn't credit me. Well, of course I felt upset they didn't credit me. Well, partially it was also my fault because I didn't actually put a note over there to tell them to credit me if they're going to use my work. So now I took the initiative of putting the note over there to tell people if anyone wanted to use my work, they had to credit me before they actually did anything with it. Well, thank you.
Now, we'll be having the commercial break. Find out next after these messages.